All right, and welcome to I guess part two of my series of going through boot camp. So I talked about the first part. There's so many things happened. I can't really go through it all. So we're moving on to phase two for boot camp. The last video is phase one. So at phase two, you finally got your shit together enough that you can at least march in formation, and you know the daily routines of how to clean and get things up. But phase two begins with the pool. And, and this is, you find out there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that join the Marine Corps and don't get it. So you can notice from the picture that everyone's in different color camis. You can see it's like some guy, like this dude over here, he's got two different colors, and that's because when you get to the pool, and this might be Paris Island, I don't. It looks like it. I mean, I was only there for a day. I was not what they call an iron duck, which if you people are smart, you'll figure it out. So when we get in there, we're rushed in, and it's just like, we're giving this talk about you will not, how we're not going to run. We're not going to. We got to move. You have to move fast, but not run, and so you have to walk and not move fast. So you get in there, and you strip off your uniform. You strip off your uniforms. You pile it in, and you're just being shuttled around. You go through one room, and it's in the back. You can't see it from here, but it's in the back. And they have a recruit in there. And I found that later. I thought someone worked there, but it's this recruit who's there from what's called Marine Week. And I'll talk about Marine Week probably next video, because that's when Marine Week happened for me. But it says Marine Week happened. I think they've changed it around, because now it seems to be during this phase. And he's just handing you stuff. So he hands me a uniform. So I'm like this dude over here. I got two mismatched uniforms. I had a small blouse. I had a medium blouse and a medium pants. So, they fit. And then he gave me one shoe that was a size 8. And he gave me one shoe that was a size 12. And I don't wear a size 8 or a size 12 shoe. I am in between those two sizes. So I have one boot that wouldn't fit and one boot that would. So we get lined up, and it's just like this. You get lined up in rows of 4. First group steps in, and what they're doing there is they're getting you prepped. Although this recruit here does not seem to understand. These two have no idea what it means to cross your chest. But whatever. So you step in. It's only like 3 feet or 4 feet deep, and then they'll tell you to start swimming across. And as you're going, like, this is the hardest swim I've ever done in my life. And I've gone through the water survival, and I've drowned. But this one was hard because you have all these idiots swimming who don't know what they're doing, splashing around. And if you touch the bottom, you fail. So as you're going, you got the drill instructor. They're just sitting there waiting for you, like, just above the water line, just watching you go. And me, I'm like, oh my God, I can't fail. And every so often you see, like, you get out of the water. You failed. You get out of here. You failed. Next. And then, so they're just sitting there, kind of bobbing up and down, making sure no one's getting. These are the swim instructors who also went to the drill instructor course. And I'm swimming along, trying to get by. But I have one shoe that's bigger than the other. And so I'm slowly, drifting to one side, as, I have a slightly different, propulsion. So I'm swimming in these weird arcs to get around, and I have to get around everybody, because my God, you think people who join the Marines, they would know, it involves water. It involves water. I don't know how the word Marine, it means it's water. We're soldiers of the sea. But no, there's apparently a large number of people who can't swim. But they do have a couple instructors who are there and they calm them down, because you can't have the high intensity of screaming when people are trying to learn to swim. And so I make it across, and we're watching everybody else kind of go through, and we get to the next event. And the next event, they just you just grab this, they give you this crap that's probably been around since Vietnam. These rifles have been in the water so much. You can see this guy in the back. He's probably a rescue swimmer, or he's an iron. No, I think he's an iron duck. Yeah, he's an iron duck. So all these guys are the coats. Those are your iron ducks. Those are all the guys that can't swim. So now they're teaching the basics of swim. So this is the first part. You have to jump into the water. In 10 seconds, you have to strip everything off and then get to the surface. It's not it's not that deep because it's like 5 feet. But once again, the drill instructors are just sitting there, making like just watching you, making sure that no one goes above. But to be fair, if you can swim across the pool, you can keep down. But I kept floating up, so I just kept floating up, and like I just had to like, because I don't know, like I was 178, but by this time I probably was down to like 160 at my weight. And you don't think it, but all the sappy plates and the helmets and the rifle, well, maybe not the rifle, but all the other stuff floats, so it's just dragging me up, and I'm just kind of naturally buoyant. And so I'm like having to shove my face onto the ground, and the whole time it's like a shark just waiting. He's just waiting for me to fuck up. But I didn't. I managed to get through. Nobody screwed up. The hardest part of that was just keeping our head below water. It wasn't anything too great. And then we get to the last part, which oh my god I love. Oh, this is the greatest. Oh, this is not the greatest, but it was one of my happy moments. So you line up at the water tower. You have to you get up there, and it's an evacuation drill. So like you have to be able to successfully dismount from a ship. I think they have a taller one for aircraft carriers, but for this one it's just a regular ship. And I don't know what this dude doing. This guy's praying for Jesus, and his blouse is inside out. This guy's all kinds of fucked up. Anyways, so so you get up there. And like I have no problem. I've climbed plenty of high places, and I get up there. So I'm getting up here, and like, okay, here we go. All right, I'm getting up there, and the swim instructor, he's up there, and he's like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. He's not as they don't want you panicking on the high board. They don't want any accidents, so they don't have a drill instructor. The drill instructors are you can see him up there in the corner of the screen. So I get up there. He's like, all right, approach platform, and I approach the platform. He's like, toes off the platform, and I put my toes off the platform. And he's like, cross your arms in front of your chest. So I cross my arms, and then he just pushes me. Whoop! I didn't even get the chance. I didn't even get the chance to go. He's just like, you're going. And I'm like, all right, well, guess this is happening now. So I just do my little swim, get back in there, and I'm doing fine. Then we get all back in over there. And we finish up the task, and we're waiting for the rest of the platoon to finish. For my group, we were one of the larger platoons. We had probably about 78 recruits with my platoon. And during like the winter and the fall when high school is still in session, those platoons get down to like 25, 36 people. In the summer, I heard they can get up to 100. We're sitting there shivering because we're still in the wet clothes, and I'm sitting next to the other guys, and I had a moment. I'm like, man, there's a lot of black guys that can't swim, because we could see all the people who are retraining. So that was swim week. It wasn't anything too great. I mean, I liked it. All of us that passed, our lives just ended up suffering. We just cleaned, and we did like chores around the squad bay and just like random bullshit, cleaned rifles, things like that. All those who couldn't swim, they just spent the entire week just learning to swim, and by Friday they had to pass the test. And I was really looking forward to swim week. I thought it was gonna be fun. I'm gonna be in the water. It's gonna be good times. But no, it was just one day we passed, and that week is given to everyone who can't swim to learn how to swim. And there's a couple other things. We had to float in the water. I was with three other guys, and we had to float. And I could float. I could tread the water in the boots and the jacket. But the other 3 guys failed. It was just me. And all these swim instructors just stared at me, and I'm just sitting there, just bobbing along, just minding my own business, and go. But anyways, we're gonna move on to the following week, and the following week is, well, for me it was grass week. So we were out there for grass week, and you're like, what is grass week? And this, let me tell you, grass week is where a lot of grass week and rifle. There's two phases where you really get fucked with. This is one of them. This is one of the 2-week period, because you're away from everything. When you go out to get to the barracks, I think it's the first of your hikes, and I think it's a 3-mile hike. So you get all your gear, you pack up everything, and you just go for a hike. You wake up early and you just go. You just go on the route. And you go, and by this time, you've passed your first McMap test. You have your little tan belt. You no longer have to wear your web belt, which for you guys, it's just a dress belt. So before you had to wear a dress belt, now we're wearing like the actual Marine belt. So we hike out there. And we get to our barracks and we find out what's going on. So Grass Week, it's all Grass Week is you staring at a just you staring at a barrel. So you can see right here, it looks like two recruits just correcting each other. And you're just staring at a barrel. And that barrel has all the different targets on it for you to stare at. And you get out there in the sun, and you probably sit there for 6 hours. And you got a rifle sling on. For those who don't know what a rifle sling is, that's what these guys have on their left arm. So you take the sling off their rifle, you cinch it around your bicep, and like your arm will go purple. Because because they're doing stuff, and as they're doing stuff, the drill instructors are going around making sure you're doing stuff, and then but because no one's there, they start messing with you. Now, so I was here, the drill instructor was passing by, and we had good old Barrett. Although Barrett was like a 6'5" ginger. He was a really tall guy. So me and Barrett are sitting there staring at our barrel, just like all these guys. Cause you form the L formation because you can never point the weapon at each other. And like the drill instructor comes up to Barrett, and I'm like, oh man, what time? I'm like, what? I just stare at the barrel, don't mind him. And the drill instructor comes up, and he leans right into his ear, and he's like, "Fuck you, Barrett." And I'm like, oh, okay, well that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And he goes over here, and what I didn't know is he was looking around to see if anyone was there, and he comes back to Barrett, and he's like, "Barrett, you see that building over there?" And it's the one in the background. That's the exact same building. You see that over there? And Barrett's like, "Sir, yes, sir." He's like, shh, quiet, Barrett. Nobody can know. I need you to go over there right now. So Barrett starts to stand up, and he's like, the drill sergeant's like, "Fuck no, Barrett. Fuck no. Stay down. Low crawl. The enemy can see you." And Barrett's like, I sir. So he starts low crawling as fast as he can. He's like, so the drill instructor runs up to his ear like, "You're moving too fast, Barrett. They're going to see you. You got to go slower." So Barrett starts crawling, and he's going like this, and he's going like this. And he's like, the drill instructor like gets back up to his ear and is like, slower. So now Barrett, and he wanders off. So now Barrett is like at this snail pace. And you can see it from the picture. It's a little blurry, but it's a fair ways off. And I'm just staring at the barrel like, oh my God, what is going on? And Barrett's just slowly moving away. And like I said, Barrett's a 6'5" ginger. He's an easy person to spot. But eventually, Barrett gets all the way over. He gets all the way over behind the barracks over there. And so, I'm not even on the screen. And so Barracks slowly working his way towards the barracks. And then like a drill instructor from another platoon starts walking out. He's like, hey, what are you doing? Sir, it's like, I can't remember Barracks said something like, "Sir, this recruit is attacking the formation or the position." It's like, "The fuck you doing? Get up, dummy." Sir, get back to your post. And so Bear just runs away, and he's like, "The fuck was that?" And he just kind of wanders off, and he just goes and like, and I'm like, for 6 hours, Barrett must have crawled at like, I don't know, like a meter a minute, like just working his way towards that. I'm like, and for the next few weeks, we're like, "The fuck was he gonna do to you?" And we're like, so we didn't think too much about it, and then and we get to another point where it's me and I can't remember the other guy's name, another gentleman. He was kind of a nondescript Marine, like Callahan or something, and we were in formation, and he fucked up. So his hand was out of his pocket or so, and the senior drill instructor, because you have three, you have your senior drill instructor, you have your heavy, and you have your kill hat. And my kill hat was Sergeant Smith. Senior drill instructor was like, "Get that bitch." "I'm senior drill instructor. You Callahan, come with me." And this Callahan's like, "Ah!" Just take him off, and we just don't see him anymore. We're like, "Huh, wonder what happens." So we go back to the squad bay. We're cleaning. We're doing our normal stuff. 2-3 hours later, Callahan just rolls in like, like he's dying. He's sweating. His like buttons are like on wrong. His like everything's fucked up. And like, we're like, "Callahan, what did you do to me?" He's like, he had me screaming at ants. I'm sorry. What was that? I was screaming at ants. You're gonna have to explain. Like, yeah, he had me I'm like, okay, so now we're in Callahan's mind, and he's like, so the drill instructor was on top of me, telling me I had to scream at the ants and like get them information. So his voice was raspy, so I was there at the ants yelling, "Get in line, get in line! Why are you not in formation?" And then he had me yelling at trees and he told me I had to get the trees in formation. And we were just like, what? Why were you doing that? So good old Callahan spent 3 hours screaming at ants and trees, and he just showed up later. He just disappeared. And I was pretty good. I had never broke my bearing the entire time I was in the Marines, but I remember one time we had to, because one of the recruits had to go unlock the barracks for us. He had to run in, unlock the barracks, so we could attack the barracks I served, and so on and so forth. So I don't know. This is the only time I lost my bearing, and there's a Marine or a recruit, I guess Marine now, called Muhammad, and Muhammad was this short little black guy. He's a good guy, but man, the Marine was not the not the lifestyle for him. And the drill instructor's like, where's the drill instructor? This must have been like the first or second time we got to the barracks, and the drill instructor's like, Muhammad, open the door, Muhammad. So Muhammad's like, so he runs this way. And Muhammad gets there, and he just has like a bewildered look, and he's like, "The fuck's going on? Is the wall there?" And the drill instructor's like, "It's a wall, Muhammad. You can't go through a fucking wall, Muhammad. You gotta go to the door." And I just lost it. To me, it was the funniest shit in the world. Everyone else was just staring at me like, oh my god, Scribe's gonna die. He's gonna die. And I just, like, to me, it was just the funniest shit in the world. Everyone else just looks at me and I tell a story like, Gobbo, that's stupid. But to me, I had tears in my eyes. It was just the funniest thing in the world. Just watching Muhammad like, I don't know where to go. And the drill instructor's like, it's a fucking wall. You can't go through a goddamn wall, Muhammad. Go to the door. So Muhammad's like, he's like trying to like, he's running up to like the wall because the barracks are, only the right side had a door that you could go through. And he's like running to the left side like, but there's no doors here. And I don't know. I thought it was really funny. Nobody. Right. So moving on. I'll just go about my business now. So grass week finally ends. So we don't have to stare at the barrels anymore. And so that finally ends. And we actually go to rifle week. So Rifle Week, not a lot of funny things happen at Rifle Week because the Rifle Week, we're actually having live rounds. You can see here, this looks like Parris Island. I'm pretty sure it's Parris Island because there's too many trees for this to be San Diego. And so we just line up. We're shooting the targets. You can see here that they're shooting the dog targets. So this must be the 300-yard line. Yeah, this must be like or maybe, do we do the city at 200? We might do the city at 200. I thought it was at 300, but it's been a while. So you're just doing the targets there. You can see you got some rifle coach over here. You got the drill instructor. Only the senior drill instructor is allowed on the rifle range. I guess they've had instances where the kill hat and the heavy who administer all the disciplinary actions, recruits to try to pull shots on them. So anyway, you just shoot in there. You do the different ranges. You have the coaches there, and the coaches. I think this is MCT. This guy looks highly confused though. But anyways, you can see the rifle coach there. They have the distinct hat, so you can tell them apart. I don't know why they wear that hat. I don't know. I didn't rate the hat, so I never got to learn the story of why they did it. But there is one thing you get to do. So you get to go to the pit. I couldn't find any Parris Island pit. This looks like it's Camp Lejeune. And so you can see these are not recruits. You can see they brought their own food. It looks like a staff sergeant that's stuck on the range. You see everybody with different colored McMac belts. So you have this it's like NASCAR. Every time your target gets hit, you got to roll it down. You got to cover the shot with like a shot marker, and you got to roll it back up so the guy shooting can kind of know like where they're hitting on target, and eventually on the last day, you shoot for score. So all day you're just running this NASCAR up and down, and they have They have rifle coaches in there like number 37, number 37. You're like, oh shit, that's me. Why is your target still in the air, number 37? Your target's been hit. And you just gotta roll. And then they can't. They do have the kill hat. So you do have like the kill hat down there, just waiting in the bushes. Like he's just there in the tower, waiting to strike. Now, luckily, everybody on my side didn't fuck around. He's only there to ensure that if someone is fucking around, they're gonna disappear, and apparently they're gonna scream at ants for 3 hours or something ridiculous. But they're just watching and waiting for you in the darkness. They will strike. So not too much funny stuff happened during phase 2. Phase 3, my God, phase 3 is when they really started fucking with us, and we just like. It's also a time where like we had caffeine the first time in like 2 months, and we got real jittery. And then we had the Crucible, which is a nightmare on its own. So the video's already pretty long. Next one probably pretty long. I hope you enjoyed them. So anyways, I'll catch you around.